SEO for your Squarespace website. Hi guys, it's Sam Day here from DeyTips.com, and in this video I'm giving you a tutorial on how you can perform SEO for your Squarespace website. Now before I get into this video, I want to make a quick definition of what SEO is, and SEO is quite simply how you can manipulate your website in such a way that appeals to major search engines such as Google, Yahoo and Bing. So maybe you have a Squarespace.com website and you want to know how you can improve its visibility on search engines when someone performs a query that is related to the content on your site. So let's say for example you are selling tennis equipment on your website. You want to be showing up on Google when someone performs searches for tennis equipment. Now Squarespace have a bunch of different SEO options for you, and there are also some things that you should be doing away from Squarespace to help you improve your SEO, and in this video I'm going to be showing you exactly how to do that. The very first thing that you need to keep in mind when performing SEO for your Squarespace website is something called keywords. Now your keywords are the words and phrases that you actually want to show up for when people are typing in a certain query on the search engines. So going back to my tennis example, if you're selling tennis rackets on your website, then the term tennis rackets might be a keyword that you want to optimize one of your web pages for. That's also something to note. Search engines don't rank entire websites, but they actually rank individual web pages. You need to ensure that every single web page on your Squarespace site is optimized effectively for the keyword that you want that particular page to be optimized for. But you might be thinking, Sam, how do I actually find keywords that are relevant to my website? Well, there is a really useful tool called the Google Keywords tool, and I'll leave a link to the tool in the description down below. Now this tool tells you exactly how many searches per month a particular keyword is getting, and it also shows you suggested keywords so that you can use these types of keywords on your website in critical places, and I'm going to be showing you the critical places to be putting these keywords later on in this video. But before we do that, I want to introduce you to the Google Keywords tool. Now as you can see, I'm already on the Google Keywords tool here on my computer, and when you do sign up you will need a Gmail account. Once you get your sign up already done, you want to go up here to tools, and then you want to go to keyword planner, and it will take you to this page that I'm on currently. And what you can actually do is find a new keyword. So you want to click the arrow button. So I can actually type tennis in here and click on that and search. So if my keyword was tennis, you can see that tennis actually gets searched 1 million to 10 million times on Google. And it also gives you some other suggested keywords as well. Now the suggested keywords are keywords that are related to your main keyword, so you might find that the keyword that you wanted to rank for in Google doesn't actually get a lot of searches per month. You want to make sure that you're actually optimizing your web pages for keywords that are actually getting searched. That being said, there are two main types of keywords. There are short tail keywords and long tail keywords. Now for the purposes of this video, I've used a short tail keyword in tennis, and you don't want to use something like tennis because it's so vague and it's really difficult to rank for. Short tail keywords tend to be 1 or 2 words, and they tend to be very difficult to rank for in search engines. The more long-winded your keyword is, so for example, if you had a tennis academy in France, then that keyword tennis academy in France is longer, it's more in-depth, it's more specific, and hence it's easier to rank for a keyword like that in Google. So when choosing your keywords, you actually want to make sure that you're choosing keywords that are easier to rank for and that best suit your website. I actually have a ton of videos on keyword research, and I will leave some of them in the description down below. Another really awesome tool to help you generate keywords is called Longtail Pro. I'm going to leave a link in the description to Longtail Pro, so make sure you go and check that tool out. Now I'm not going to be doing an in-depth tutorial of how to use Longtail Pro in this video. I'm going to be doing it in an upcoming video. So make sure you subscribe to this channel so you don't miss that video, and click the bell notification so that you get notified when that video goes live. Now, it's important to note that Longtail Pro is a premium product that you will need to purchase, but this product, if you are new to finding keywords online that are profitable and that will actually help you to rank in the major search engines, and like I mentioned, that are long tail and the ones that you're most likely to actually rank for, then this is a tool that you might consider actually using. So now let's talk about SEO for your actual Squarespace site. So as you can see, I have a template Squarespace site here, and the first thing you want to do is go to Pages, and you want to optimize all of your Squarespace web pages. So every single page that you have on your Squarespace site, you want to optimize. The first thing you want to do is click on this little icon here. When you do that, it will open this tab, and you have your navigation title. Now, this is the title that people will see when navigating to this particular page, and you might want to make that SEO friendly by adding whatever keywords it is that that page is about. So say, for example, that this page was about tennis, then you can put tennis there. And whatever keyword that you've researched using the Google Keywords tool or Longtail Pro, or whatever keyword research method you've used, you want to be able to use your keywords here. But also remember that this is your navigation title, so you don't want your keyword to be too long here, because it will just take up too much space in the navigation. Now, your page title is where you can actually get a little bit more specific with your keywords. So this is the name of this page, and it appears on the top of your browser window. So for example, if someone goes up there, you can see that this one says products, your site title. So that's what will come up there. So you definitely want to make sure that this is keyword rich, and you can use your long tail keyword here. So this might be better for a short tail keyword, because like I said, it's going to come up in somebody's menu. So you want that to be really short, but you want this to be a longer tail keyword. So maybe tennis lessons in London. And you can make sure that you have your keyword there and it's long tail. You also want to enable pages for public visibility. Now, this kind of goes without saying, but if you don't have your web pages enabled, then the search engines will not index them. So if you want your page to be seen in the search engines, then make sure that your page is actually enabled. You also want to make sure that you describe what your web page is about. Don't go lazy with your description. Make sure that you have an in-depth description about what this page is about, using your keywords and variations of your keywords in that specific section. Don't leave it blank. Don't just have one line. Have a good paragraph about what your page is all about. Again, using your keywords of what that page is about. So I might use the keyword tennis lessons in London. Why our tennis lessons are the best in London. So use variations like that in your description to make sure that Google know exactly what that page is about. Now, also another important feature is your URL slug. This is what your URL will be. So for example, you can see on my site, if I gave you an example, if I go to DeyTips.com, I'm actually trying to rank this page for Make Money eBay and PayPal. So that's what I have in my URL, eBay and PayPal. That's what I'm trying to rank for on Google. So whatever you're trying to rank for in Google, you want to make sure you put those keywords here so that people can see that in your URL. That's what URL slug means. So you're going to want to take that out and put tennis lessons in London, and you can use the hyphen in the same way I've used it here if you want to separate different words. Another thing to note is you want to come up here to media and actually add a thumbnail image. Now, this is an image that's going to be shown when you share your web page across social media. So this is just a great way to entice people to actually click on your link, have an enticing image that also displays what your web page is all about. And again, you're going to want to go through every page of your Squarespace site. Make sure you click this icon button and make sure you fill in all of the details on these pages that is available to you. The more information you give and the more in depth you are and the more keywords that you use, then the more opportunity you have to rank in the search engines for that particular keyword. So when you actually click on your web page, to edit your web page, there's so many opportunities for SEO that present themselves as well. First thing is your site title. Now, your site title, you can name this anything. I suggest that you have your keyword here as well as your site title, because search engines will pick this up. So that's a great place to have your keyword. So let's say my keyword was tennis lessons in London. Then I want to change that and make sure that that is my site title. You also have a tagline as well here. So whatever my tagline is, make sure your keyword is there. Best tennis lessons in London. So you want to use this section as well as a place to actually put your keywords. So going back to design now, you actually want to make sure that the content of your site tells search engines what that page is about. So I'm going to want to edit the content on my site and have a title that is keyword rich. So tennis lessons in London. Again, if that's my keyword, then I want to make sure that that is my title. And I can actually come up here and make this a H1 tag. Now don't worry if you don't know what a H1 tag is, just select heading 1 as your title and make sure that that contains your keywords. So your heading 1 or your H1 tag tells Google that that is an important phrase, that that is an important title. And so you should have your keyword in the title when you're creating a new page. So tennis lessons in London, but I can also add content to this page as well. So let's say, for example, I'm literally just going to go to my site and copy some text so that I can give an example. So I'm going to copy that and I'm going to paste this down here. And I'm going to show you how I edit the content on my site. Now, this is just to mention, this is an example purpose. You don't want to copy content from another site. You want to make sure that all of the content on your website is original, because it will actually do harm to your site's SEO if you're copying content from another website, because Google will see that your site is just copying. They can actually identify that. So make sure that the content on your site is original. But let's say, for example, this was a page on my site and I wanted to talk about the top tennis lessons in London. Now I can actually make this a subheading if I wanted to. So I can select the heading 2 tag, and so that means I've actually got my keyword in my heading 1 tag, and I've also got my keyword in my heading 2 tag. Now, let's say, for example, this was my content. I can actually make this my heading 3 tag if I wanted. And then throughout my content, I actually want to use my keyword, tennis lessons in London. So I would change this to, are you wondering how to find tennis lessons in London? And then that's my heading 3 tag. Now, obviously, you want to make sure that the content on your site is well done. I'm just doing this quickly for example purposes, but you can hopefully get the point here. And then throughout your content, you want to make sure that you're using your keyword tennis lessons in London. So let's say that this article was about tennis lessons in London, then you want to use it throughout this this article or this page as well. So for the purposes of this video, I've literally just pasted in from another website, tennis lessons in London, and the content that they had. Again, you don't want to do this, but I'm just making this video a bit quicker. So as you can see, I've got my keyword tennis lessons in London up here, and that's a heading 2 tag. I got tennis lessons in London up here as my overall header tag. And I've also got are you wondering how to find tennis lessons in London? And that's my H3 tag. Now, again, you want to make this as natural as possible. Write your article for human beings, not for search engines. And then you can actually go back over your articles or your pages and then make these kinds of changes and make sure that you've got keywords in your H1, your H2 and your H3 tags. You also want to ensure that you have keywords within your text as well. So you can see I have tennis lessons in the UK. So that's a variation of my keyword. And what you can actually do is hover over that and actually make it bold. So it just kind of emphasizes that that's an important word. That's what it tells the search engines, that this is an important phrase, tennis lessons in London in the UK. So whenever you're using your keyword or a variation of your keyword within your body of your text, you can actually make that bold as well, just to outline to the search engines, hey, this is an important keyword. This is what my page is all about. Now, again, you don't want to go over the top with your keywords. Just use it naturally. Use it where it's natural. Don't overuse it. Don't use it too much. Make sure you're using variations of it, and make sure that it reads well as well. So this is basically how you want to create content for both your web pages and also your blog pages as well. It's a good idea where you can to add images and video as well to your blog and web pages, because that's multimedia content, and Google absolutely love multimedia content. So the more images that you can actually use to help to describe whatever you're trying to describe, then that will be awesome. And the more video you can use as well, that's only going to be an SEO bonus for your Squarespace site. So now I'm going to go all the way down to the advanced features, and I'm going to click on Type ID. Now you can see an option here which says Disable Mobile Styles. You don't want to click this button because you want to make sure that your website is optimized for a mobile experience. Google and other major search engines find it really important that your website is actually friendly when people are viewing it on their desktop or on their mobile phones, and it can negatively impact your SEO if you click this button and your website is not mobile optimized. Now, if you're selling products on your site, you're also going to come down to where it says Commerce, and you can go to your inventory, and we're going to work on SEO for our actual product pages. So obviously your product name, you want to have your product name here, but you can also have whatever keywords. So let's say you're selling a hairbrush, but you had a specific keyword as well that you wanted that particular product to rank for in Google, then put your keyword there as well. Again, down here, you have a place where you can actually add a description of your product. You want to make sure that you have your keywords here as well. You also want to make sure that this is as in-depth as possible. Don't just write one sentence. Make sure you actually at least write a paragraph, including your keywords and variations of your keywords in that section as well. And you also notice this tags section as well. You want to add tags to this particular page as well that is related to your products, and same with categories. Don't leave this undone. Add tags and categories that are related. So you can see here, I've got hairbrush, I've got hair care, I've got hair products, and I've got hair care again down here in the category section. And then upload some images that really outline your product as well. This is going to be great because sometimes the search engines will actually take that image and use it in their search engines. So coming up to here to additional information, this is another opportunity for you to write as much as possible about your product. So again, making sure your keywords are within this, make it as in-depth as possible. You can also come up here to where it says options, and here is where you can actually change your product URL. So you're going to want to change this to whatever your keyword is that you want this particular product to rank for in Google. And your thumbnail image as well, maybe put an image of the actual product here. And lastly, you're going to go to social and connect your social media accounts. It's really important that you have your social media accounts connected to your Squarespace site, because social media is a great component to your overall SEO strategy. I have a few videos on SEO and how social media will help your SEO, and I'll leave some of them in the description as a playlist. But essentially, you want to make sure that you're active on social media, and then you're including those social media accounts on your Squarespace website as well. So once you've done with commerce, you want to go to marketing, and Squarespace have an actual SEO bit as well. So you're going to want to make sure that your site title is SEO friendly, whatever your keyword you're going for. So my example, tennis lessons in London, you're going to want to make sure you put it there. Your meta description, this is what shows up in Google, and also it tells Google what your website or what your web page is all about. So you're going to want to make sure you fill this in. You have 400 characters here, so make sure you actually fill this out and using your keywords as well. And it shows you a little example of how this will look as well. And then when you finish that, you want to go to your advanced settings and have a look at this. Now I'm going to explain what this is. So it's to do with your formatting, and as you can see, the first option is the title of your site and the second option is the title of your page. Now for the home page, I recommend that you have the title of your site because it's your home page, but when you have here, so page title formats, I recommend that you have this one as the title of your page, and that is the second one that you see down there. Now the reason why I say that is because you want each and every page on your website to be optimized differently. You don't want them to all be the same. So you want to pick the second one, which is the page title. And the same with your collection item down here, you want it to be the title of your actual page. So if you go back, you also want to make sure that you have share buttons on your site and that you activate your products on Instagram and select copy and actually go through all of these stages here. I'm not going to do it for the purposes of time on this video, but you want to make sure you connect your Instagram account and also add a Pinterest save button as well, because as we've mentioned, social media is super important, and the easier you make it for people to share the content on your site, then that's going to have SEO benefits in the long term for your website. So make sure that you don't sleep on social media, and you add as much social media information as possible here, setting up your Pinterest buttons and also setting up your Instagram information here as well. So going back, let's go back to settings. You can actually go to blogging settings here, and you're going to want to change this as well, similar to how we did for our pages. You're going to want to make sure that the title of your post is normalized for your URL. So select it down here. As you can see, it's the very final one. You're going to want to get rid of these ones and make sure you're using this one. So again, you can change this when you're creating your articles or your pages. You don't have to do it in these settings, but this just makes it a little bit easier for you. So scrolling down, you actually have the option to use what's known as AMP, or accelerated mobile pages. Now this just helps to increase your website's performance on mobile phones, so users have a better experience. And again, I've explained how really important it is for you to have mobile friendly websites. So selecting that is not going to hurt, it's only going to help your SEO. But when you go back, you also have language and region. So you want to select all of that as appropriate. You also have business information as well. You want to make sure that you fill this out. Don't be lazy with this. Fill this out as much as possible, because there's a possibility that this information as well can show up on Google, and Google will use this information. So make sure you fill that out completely. And also just fill out all of the information here as well. The more information you give it to Squarespace and you put in there, is the more opportunity you have to rank. So once you've completed and published your Squarespace site, there's another step that you want to do, and that is to send your website to Google. The best way to do this is by using what's known as the Google Search Console. Now I'll leave a link in the description to the Google Search Console, so make sure you click on that link and sign up for a Google Search Console account. Once you sign up for a Google Search Console account, you will need to verify your website, and I'll also leave a link in the description with information on how you can verify your website. But if you have any issues or any questions, feel free to leave me a comment in the comment section. So once you've actually registered for a Google Search Console account, you'll be logged in and it will look like this. You want to make sure that you have all of the variations of your site here as well. So as you can see here, I have the HTTPS www.DeyTips.com. I also have the variation of my site without the HTTPS, and also you can have HTTP DeyTips.com, and that's without any www. So you're going to want to make sure that you submit all of the variations of your website into your Google Search Console, and then it will start verifying your property. The next thing you're going to want to make sure you do is come down here to where it says sitemaps and click on that, and it will show you this page. Now, luckily enough, with Squarespace, you already have a sitemap page. So whatever the URL of your Squarespace site is, all you need to do is add here sitemap.xml. Now that's going to be the URL to your sitemap, and as a Squarespace user, you literally just need to add sitemap.xml. And again, this is only going to work if you actually have a premium Squarespace account. So if you don't have a premium Squarespace account, then this is probably not going to work. But the way to check that it works is you want to copy this sitemap.xml, and I'll leave this in the description as well so you can actually find this. And go to whatever your website is. Mine is DeyTips.com, and I'm pasting in sitemap.xml, and it should take you to a page that looks very similar to this. Now, it's not going to look exactly like this because my website is actually hosted on WordPress. So if you type in your website sitemap.xml and you don't see something like this and you see an error page, then it means that you don't have access to your XML sitemap and you need to upgrade your Squarespace account. But if you do see that, then you can literally click submit, and this submits all of your web pages to Google. And when you update your site, it automatically tells Google that your site has been updated. So this is a great way to get your website indexed. You also want to submit your sitemap to Bing Webmaster Tools as well. I'm going to leave a link in the description to Bing Webmaster Tools, but with Bing Webmaster Tools, you can submit your website directly to Yahoo and Bing, which are also huge search engines. So once you go through the sign up process and create your Bing Webmaster Tools account, then you can actually go here and enter your website name. I'm just going to enter test.com for example purposes. And when you click add, you can add your sitemap here as well. So you want to go back to your XML sitemap, deytips.com/sitemap.xml. So it will be your website instead of deytips.com, and then go here and paste your sitemap in. So if you followed the steps in this video, then you'll be well on your way to optimizing your Squarespace website for major search engines such as Google, Yahoo, and Bing. It's important to note that all of the websites that I've mentioned throughout this video will be available in the description, so make sure you go and check the description now if you want to go back over any of those sites. And also, if you got stuck along the way or you have any questions, then let me know in the comment section down below. It's also important to note that SEO is a marathon and not a sprint. It takes a lot more than just the steps in this video to really start ranking for the keywords that you desire to rank for in the search engines. So make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel, click the bell notification button, because I will actually be producing more videos on SEO and how you can improve the overall SEO of your website. So you don't want to miss those videos. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Also, I have a playlist on SEO as well, so make sure you click on that playlist so that it will take you to all of the videos that I've already made on SEO stuff, so that you can actually make sure that you have the competitive advantage when it comes to ranking your website in major search engines for keywords that are important for you, your business, and your website. Now, lastly, I want to make sure that you actually have the opportunity to download the formula to generate an online sales. I'm a digital marketing consultant by trade, and if you want to know all of my tips to generating sales online, if you offer a product or a service and you're trying to sell that through Squarespace, then you have to download this formula. It's absolutely free. But hopefully this video helped you out, and if it did, then please click the like button down below and make sure you share this video with a friend. If you have any additional questions or comments, then leave them for me in the comment section. But until next time, watch some of my other great videos. Make sure you subscribe to this channel for more awesome business related content. Download the formula. Have a great day, and I will see you soon.